What's up, everybody? Zach here with Nerd Cave Plus for Tuesday, January 30th, 2018. And I'm joined along with
Allie.
Sorry, everybody. If you're watching this live, we've had some weird technical issues. We're only streaming over on Facebook right now, which is very, very weird. But it will be up on the replay for everybody else. If you don't know, guys, this is Nerd Cave Plus. We come to you twice weekly on Thursday and on Tuesday, which is today at 7 o'clock p.m., provided the internet and everything works the right way. And we talk about the news about video games, the releases, what we're playing currently, and then after the show, the podcast, if you will, we play a video game.
Yep.
And tonight's video game is Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Looking forward to it. I know I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, so
Never seen it.
you're
I know some
You're
stuff
missing
about
out.
it, but
You're missing out on the good stuff. So, if you don't know, each and every week we're coming to you live for this. You can go over to nerdcavenetwork.com/NCP.
Hey, it's nice and short.
It's nice and short.
Short
You can
to the
put
point.
your questions there. If you got a question like, man, I got this burning question that I would love to get answered, you put it there. If you got something you want to see done with the show, if you got feedback you want to give or a segment you want to see, you can put it there as well. And if we mess something up, you can let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
And the corrections. Now, this once the show's over with, though, it's done. It's in the books. So you got to let us know while it's live the correction. So, again, that is nerdcavenetwork.com/NCP. It'll take you to a Google form. You'll fill out all that good stuff. Let us know who you are so we can give you credit.
Yay.
Because everybody wants to get credit for all of their hard work.
It's true.
Now, Allie.
Yep.
It's been a pretty good week for video games so far.
I've been busy. I don't know things that are happening. Like, I was coming over here today, or actually just earlier this day, I was like, oh, yeah, we're doing the show. And I was like, I've been so busy doing, like, other stuff. I've shut myself out of the world of just entertainment in general.
So, you haven't been playing anything? Nothing at all?
No. Actually, well, I played a little bit of Borderlands 2 with my friend a few days ago. That was it.
Okay.
Because I've been...
Is that the first time you ever played Borderlands?
Yes, that was the first time I ever played Borderlands, which it was a game I'd been meaning to get into for a while.
Yeah.
Really loved it. It was super, super fun. I was playing as Zero, the good assassin boy.
Yeah. I like him. He's cool.
He's a snoper.
Yeah.
Snope.
Spew.
Pew, pew. But no, I really enjoyed it, but that's really the only thing I've done. I probably played Overwatch, but again, I've been busy.
So what have you been working on?
Well, school stuff, and then also Nerd Caves and Dragons, which I'm doing at this, like, I'm, like, multitasking right now. I'm just, like, getting stuff down. Like, it's not necessarily stuff that I need to do, but it's stuff that's going to make things run a lot smoother.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And if you don't know, everybody, Nerd Caves and Dragons is our Dungeons & Dragons show.
It's coming up real soon.
That will start premiering over on patreon.com/nerdcave on February 12th. And tonight's sponsor, one of them is patreon.com. The other is Grammarly.
Hey.
We'll talk more about that later. For me, haven't played anything.
Yeah.
Haven't played anything other than music. I've been playing a lot of music.
Yeah, I have too. A lot of it.
Making music. But that's about it. So without further ado, since we're running a little bit late tonight, unfortunately, let's jump into the news. And sorry, everybody, I got a little running nose right now, so you might hear me sniffle a little bit, but I'm okay. I'm okay. Rumor. This is a rumor.
I love whenever, like, things come out and it's like video game news rumor, and you're like, okay.
Big bold rumor before any of this. So take it with a grain of salt.
Did you like that voice?
Yeah. I couldn't do that right now. It would be too. Microsoft is looking at Electronic Arts as a possible acquisition. The information comes nestled within a broader discussion on Microsoft's software portfolio, but Polygon claims that the mega publisher is one target among several for Microsoft to acquire. Some of the names being thrown around as possible acquisitions by Microsoft are frankly outstanding and even unthinkable, the article author Colin Campbell writes, but the fact that they are doing the rounds is instructive. The most recent one we heard from a reliable source close to Microsoft was, in fact, Electronic Arts. We also heard a whisper about Valve and the Korean outfit PUBG Corp, which Microsoft last year signed to a time exclusive for its hit survival shooter, PlayerUnknown's Battleground. So, what do you take from that?
Will it happen? I don't know. I definitely believe that Microsoft is looking into it.
Yeah.
Especially EA. Like that makes sense for them to be looking into buying that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not they will sell, I don't know.
For me, I think, yes, Microsoft is looking to purchase some kind of developer.
Yes, because they want people they want people to make their own games.
Yes, they want exclusives that will help sell consoles, help with the PC market and everything. But the biggest issue I see here is EA is not going to sell and then be exclusive to the Xbox.
No, that's my biggest thing is that EA is not going to be like, we're not going to limit ourselves to the Xbox.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Because it's
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's not as bad. It's definitely making some improvements.
Yeah.
But my biggest concern here is they're going after like Goliaths of the industry.
Yeah, they should honestly aim for more indie developers
yeah,
first.
I would
and then
I
work
would
their way
be
up the food
going
chain.
with either indies or small AAA developers or double A developers, if that. But you look at their success with the first parties recently, they've literally canceled several games.
Yeah.
And then you look at, me and Robbie talked about, I want to say it was Thursday, or it might have been me and you, the Game Pass situation. Were you on here when we talked about that? Where Microsoft is now putting their first-party games on Game Pass.
Yes, we did talk about it. I was here for that.
So, that's a huge thing, but are their first parties really making that good of games right now? And you look at it, you have Sea of Thieves coming up, which I think will be a really good game, but it's not a blockbuster title like Gears or Halo or Fable,
no.
something that is, really known for Xbox. And then you have Crackdown 3, which we don't know if we're ever going to get Crackdown 3.
Yeah, really.
And then you have State of Decay, and which was a fantastic game on the Xbox 360, then ported over to the Xbox One later on, but it doesn't sell consoles.
No, it does not.
And it seems like Xbox is really, I almost said PlayStation. Xbox is really trying to find somebody that is going to bolster their first-party library, which is definitely what they need to be doing.
I agree.
I would be looking at somebody like Don't Nod, the creators of Life is Strange. I'd be looking at Supermassive, which made the Until Dawn franchise. They're definitely really close with PlayStation because they made Until Dawn for PlayStation and The Inpatient and Rush of Blood.
Yeah, and
both of those are PSVR
Don't Nod
games.
is also PlayStation. Wasn't Life is Strange originally a PS4 exclusive?
I think it was timed exclusive. If at most it was that. But I would be looking at something like that, where you have these successful games that have sold a lot of copies, but they are not tied down to anybody. They're not beholden to anybody. I would have said Insomniac Games.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
But their dealings with Xbox and the past with Sunset Overdrive didn't go as well as both sides really wanted it to. And I know Insomniac is wanting to do another Sunset Overdrive, but I don't think they want to sell themselves to Xbox when they get deals like the Spider-Man game when they're associated with PlayStation.
I think that's the biggest thing is that a lot of these the big names like AAA people, a lot of them aren't going to want to sell themselves to be exclusive to Xbox. Because a lot of them do have really good deals with PlayStation and Sony. So I understand their reasoning, and it's not a bad line of reasoning, but they need to lower their expectations.
And with Xbox buying EA, it's sort of like Disney buying out Fox. Like they would be getting a ton of back catalog, which would be amazing to have, but EA is going to cost a lot of money.
Yes.
Microsoft does have that money to do that, but at what price are they willing to pay it?
Yeah.
And is EA even willing to be bought out?
I don't think so.
Now you look at Valve, like that's almost crazy. Valve would never is had several people try to buy them, but Valve
will
pretty
never
much
sell.
prints money.
Yeah.
Steam just prints money at this point in time. I'm not saying Steam is a good thing because the Steam store is crap.
They got good sales though.
Yeah, but look at all of the just like asset flips that are on that store. It is like
I
absolutely awful.
Like I love Steam, or like especially like when I first got it, however many years ago that was. Like I loved it. It was so great,
Yeah.
but I hardly ever use it now. Like honestly, the most recent time I used Steam, like the only time I've opened up Steam recently was because my friend was like, "Get Borderlands 2," and I was like,
Yeah.
"This is the first time I've opened Steam in a
Well,
really
if you
long
know
time."
what you're looking for exactly, you can find it, but the curation is not there.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem is each year there are more and more games
Mm-hmm.
put on it than there ever has been on the site.
Yeah, because more and more people are getting into making games, and so there's a lot of these like very, very indie games, and a lot of them are just copies of each other. Like I get
Yeah.
it, but also like, come on, guys.
Yeah, and they got rid of Steam Greenlight and they did
Yes.
Direct, and it's not any better. So
Nah.
neither here nor there. I'm curious to see where this goes. Microsoft is definitely looking to buy a new studio because they did close Lionhead down recently.
That's right.
And
yeah.
I want to say they closed down another studio. I know they definitely
Who was that?
I can't remember off the top of my head because I know they closed Lionhead Studio because they were making Fable Legends, and then the people that were making Scalebound, they canceled that game.
It's really
But
gonna bother
you
me.
could definitely tell that they're wanting to buy somebody. Now, PUBG Corp, they're kind of in the same ball game. Like they're new to the game and making making stuff. But with 4 million people just getting on Xbox and millions of copies being sold over on PC, I don't see PUBG Corp being sold anytime soon.
No, I could see it being that like they're brand new, and since they were like a timed exclusive thing, I could see them being like, oh well, we can get behind these people, and we're already doing so well. But I'm sure that they have people going, no, look, we have a good thing going. Let's stay by ourselves, and then if we get to a point, then maybe we can see about getting bought out by someone else. But like, I don't see them being bought out
Yeah,
anytime soon.
I don't.
At least
see,
I don't see them selling.
I don't see a
anytime soon.
Western company buying them. I see an Eastern company.
I agree.
If they sell, they will buy them.
I
that
agree.
way. Next up, and I don't believe this. This feels like a rumor as well, but I'll read the title for you. Microtransactions to die down in 2018.
That's hilarious.
Good news, and this is from an article. Good news for gamers. Microtransactions are due to die down in 2018. Such are the conclusions of Doug Kreutz, an analyst with an investment banking firm, Cowen, who says the smart money is on game developers dialing back their efforts to push microtransactions as a means for profit during the year. Star Wars Battlefront 2 has clearly significantly underperformed expectations and remains without a live service revenue stream. While Destiny 2 has at least suffered some unwanted engagement attrition, we suspect that 2018 will see a pullback on the industry attempts to aggressively drive microtransaction growth as a result. Now, I see people, developers, publishers, whichever way, because sometimes it's the developer, sometimes it's the publisher that pushes these microtransactions. I can see them dialing it back and covering up in different ways.
Yeah.
But I see them doing it more coyly here.
I don't think it won't be super blatant, because then it'll be like admitting defeat.
Yeah.
Whereas like Tony back like, oh, we just thought it'd be better for making it seem like it's something that they decided. I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase it, like kind of turning it turning it so that they're not taking the blame for it.
Yeah, we're doing something good for you. It's just like Ubisoft. They were going to, and they've, since this has all happened, there was a lot of backlash. They were going to stop selling the original version of Rainbow Six Siege. And they were going to start selling a $20. It was at $40 right now. That's the base level, and it's been out for years. They were going to sell a $60 copy with a microtransaction, like, oh, you get this many credits in our microtransaction thing, and then it would go 80, 100, 120. That's what they were trying to do. Very, very big backlash.
I
They're
would
fixing-
assume so.
Yeah, they have big backlash. They're about to do a thing that had like zombies and everything, which sounded pretty cool. But to get all of these skins and all of that, it would have been, there was 50 different skins that you could unlock, and it was like
Was it-
over $1,200 to unlock all the skins.
Wow.
The way they phrased it is like, there's no duplicates. There's no duplicates. Oh, we're really thinking about it, you know, and really taking the player into consideration. We're giving 4 skins away for free, and there's no duplicates. It's like, wow, thanks Ubisoft, I appreciate that, but you can't get.
When did this happen?
This happened, I think, over the weekend or the end of last week.
Oh my God, they were absolutely copying Blizzard.
Yeah, any bad news comes on a Friday.
Okay, well, again, I've been busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that because like you said, over $1,200, and I was like, that's pretty much about the same price it costs. 'Cause remember, like I talked about it with you for the Overwatch League skins. That's about how much it costs to get every single one of them.
Yeah.
And they gave away a few skins for free, or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's like a blatant copy of that.
Yeah. And again, microtransactions, like they're going to be a lot more
I think they'll be. Yeah, I think what they'll do is they'll.
ingenuitive.
Yeah, they're gonna be very sly about it. I think that
Yes.
what they'll do is like they're definitely not gonna get rid of them completely. I think that what they'll do is they'll move more towards cosmetic stuff
Yeah.
because that's where people tend to be more okay, myself included.
Not me.
Like,
I know. We've had this
yeah,
discussion.
we had a discussion. Yeah, purely cosmetic.
I just
whatever.
want to put my mom
No,
not
I
okay
totally
with any
understand.
of it.
Although I don't think that kids who just spend their mom's money should be able to do microtransactions.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
It just
But we'll go down the rabbit hole if we keep talking. About
yeah.
that.
So I'm curious to see if this analyst is correct. This is not anything set in stone. I think they will be smarter about it. Like Battlefront was definitely a
So
boiling
bad.
point, and if Battlefront didn't happen, then it would have been Shadow of War. I could have definitely seen
I
that one
agree
be
with
the
that.
one that would be in the crux and everything.
Mhm.
And Destiny 2 is getting lashback as well because they're handling these things so poorly.
Yeah.
And when EA had their conference call with their shareholders and said microtransaction aren't going to affect the bottom dollar, it's saying, hey, we're trying to bleed the consumer dry.
Yeah, like whether or not they I'm assuming they didn't think people were ever going to hear that. My guess is like they were trying to calm down like
Yeah.
the shareholder stuff, and then it got out, and they were like, "Oh no, this looks really bad," because it does look really bad.
It does look really bad. And on the other side of this, I know there's been, I think it was Polygon or Kotaku put out an article over the weekend or Monday that there are boots on the ground developers from like EA that feel
Yeah.
they're being attacked by YouTube personalities and all of this because of
Yeah.
these games and all of that, and they feel depressed and all of this. And I would never personally go after
would
a
never
community manager or
No.
developer or anything like
It's
that.
one of those things like it's not personal. It's against the
It's the corporate structure.
it's against the establishment.
It really is
Yeah,
because
no, it
the
is.
corporate structure doesn't care.
No.
They don't care at all. So if you are a developer on any game, it's never like unless you have done something, then we would never come after that.
No, because I mean, like they work really hard. They're just doing their job.
Yeah.
They're doing what they're told to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
good for you. Like,
And you should never go after somebody ever either. You should go after the shareholders
Mhm.
and the corporate mouthpieces. But anyway,
Yeah.
so there's
follow the money.
microtransactions dying down.
I need
in
to make a
2018.
microtransaction shirt, but like I have a few different designs. I'm just not sure which one I want to do.
I'm curious how many times we're gonna have to say it this year.
I don't know.
Last year, it just
It's a
racked
lot.
up. You still need to make that.
I know. I need to.
compilation.
I need to.
Now, this one makes me excited because it is a game that came out last week. I played the beta. It was a lot of fun. I want to get it where all three, get a fourth person because you can play in 4 people teams and all of that. Monster Hunter World set series record for copies shipped. Not
Nice.
sold, but shipped.
That's
That's
cool.
awesome, though, because there was
Yeah.
a demand there.
Mhm.
Monster Hunter World is already a critical success, and Capcom is betting big on its sales as well. The company has announced that it has already shipped 5 million copies
Wow.
of the game worldwide in 3 days since its release, breaking a series record. Those 5 million shipped are a good start. To put the figure in some perspective, Capcom says the series has sold more than 45 million copies worldwide since its debut in 2004.
That's awesome.
So 5 million copies right out the bat. And I
more than
know
the Switch.
for PlayStation, it is a huge community because Monster Hunter is originally a PlayStation property. It's been pretty much landlocked on the PlayStation for a very long time. I'm glad to see it go over to the Xbox One because more people can experience it and everything. I know Adam Gumbert, he plays over on the Xbox One, but I know a lot of people play on the PlayStation just because that's where all the Monster Hunter fans
That's because it's better.
are. I didn't say that, but yeah.
I did.
But I'm glad to see them that they're shipping. It is being reviewed really, really well. The little bit I played was a ton of fun. So I'm just glad to see Capcom starting out the year again very, very strong. Last year they started out with Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Which was a fantastic game.
Oh my God. I need to sit down and do live streams of the DLC.
Yeah, you totally
Especially
do.
the new DLC that came out in December and get through that. But very, very happy for the people over at Capcom and the people that develop Monster Hunter World. Awesome job, everybody. Now, this is something for you.
Ooh.
Assassin's Creed Origins, New Game Plus coming in a new update.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And Assassin's Creed Origins New Game Plus mode will arrive in a future update following demand from its player base.
Yes.
Now, Ubisoft has confirmed that the new feature will allow players to start the story over again with all their powers and weapons in place. Whether enemies will be tweaked as such to compensate for your powers
will.
is unknown.
They
The
will.
developer will be providing more details about the New Game Plus alongside a release date very soon. Are you excited about
I
that?
am very excited. I love the new Game Plus system in games. Like it's super fun. And yes, I don't care if they're like, we don't know. Yeah, of course they're gonna scale the
Yeah.
enemies. That's so dumb.
They've got to because it was just God mode at that point
Yeah.
in time.
Like it basically just like you just work your way back up to where you were, and like
Yeah.
it'd be like, okay, I'm here again. Yeah, no, the enemies will scale. No, I'm super excited. That'll be really cool. I'll definitely go do that.
I'd be curious to see if, like, you start with all your skills. I doubt they go as far as they add, like, more skills to it, or if they would make them more powerful, like you could buy, like, double upgrades or whatever. I'm not sure how they would do that, but having this depth into it makes it worth going back and playing if you like that. The only time I did New Game Plus mode was Arkham Origins. Oh, that was so hard.
Oh yeah, new Game Plus is super hard, but I love it.
Well, with Arkham Origins, like, it had like one of the toughest boss fights I think I've ever played, other than Prototype 1, that last boss in Prototype. It was so unfair that I stopped playing the game, and that was
Jeez.
like the very last part.
They'll definitely. I don't know what it'll be. Maybe new weapons. They'll definitely add something as incentive. I mean, obviously there'll be achievements where it's like, hey, you beat it on New Game Plus. I could see them adding. I don't see them adding any new skills, but
Yeah.
maybe a couple new weapons.
That'd be cool, though.
Yeah. No, I'm super excited. Like whether or not there's anything new, I'll definitely still play it.
I should have got water before all this.
I feel that.
Here's some sad news.
no.
If you are a MOBA player, Epic is closing down Paragon on April 26th. This is the PlayStation 4 exclusive
Right.
MOBA.
Yeah.
That was announced at PSX a few years ago. Had a pretty big following, but since Fortnite has come out, it is dwindled extremely.
Yeah.
Epic is closing down their action MOBA Paragon on April 26th, finalizing weeks of speculation that the game was not long for this world. In a statement that was given about Paragon, Epic said, "We didn't execute well enough to deliver on the promise of Paragon." The post from the Paragon team reads, "We have failed you despite the team's incredible hard work, and we're sorry."
That is so sad.
Yeah.
Like the way they're like, we failed you. It's like, no, it's okay. Like, popularity changes. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, and
That's so
this
sad.
this comes like 10 days after they had announced that they were moving several of the Paragon team over to Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody was like, okay, it's only a matter of time.
Oh, yeah.
And then 10 days later, this was put out. But what's very interesting is the next part of this is, in a rather unprecedented move, Epic is supplying refunds for Paragon for both PC and PlayStation 4. Unlike normal refund methods, the refund is coming from Epic itself rather than the company that
Yeah.
Sony or Steam, that sort of deal.
That's interesting.
Those seeking a refund will need to link their Epic account first, and then after that, they can access the refund.
That's so sad.
But it just goes to show you that Fortnite is such a huge thing for Epic right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, which is great for them, but at the same time, like, oh, that's just like it's just like hearing like how sad it's like, and then sorry we failed you. Here's your money back. I'm like, no, it's okay, keep it.
Yeah, and we've seen it before where they'll put like, okay, in the past 6 months when Marvel Heroes was closing its servers down, they said, okay, in the last 6 months we'll give you a refund or
Yeah,
everything.
like
but
that
this
makes
is
sense. But like the
literally,
entire thing, it's basically like all the money we made. Nope.
yeah, and I'm
Like-
curious to see how all this goes. This
Yeah.
definitely is to keep people happy.
Oh no, I agree, but like, I'm so sad.
But it is sad. And sorry, guys, that I'm coughing your ears off right now
It's okay. It'll never be bad as whenever I didn't have a voice.
on the Nerd Kid podcast. Yeah. So I'm sure there's not going to be a huge turnover. I don't think it didn't report that anyone was losing their job. So I think they're just shifting talent over to Fortnite at this point in time.
Yeah.
Battle Royale is definitely a huge part of Epic right now, and is taking a chunk out of PUBG's numbers as well, because some people enjoy Fortnite over PUBG.
Yeah, people love Fortnite, and I'm just like, it's a ripoff. I don't know.
Yeah, I've played both of them, and they're okay. They're not my cup of tea, and more power to you if you enjoy them.
Yeah, no, yeah, whatever. I'm not hating.
Now, another interesting thing that's come out, I think it was over the weekend. It's not a bad thing. Facebook has announced its pilot program for game streaming Twitch competitor. So this goes like perfectly with what we do here. Facebook has announced a pilot program for its own game streaming platform.
Oh, yes.
The platform will allow creators to live stream in 1080p 60 frames per second, and Facebook has commented to add additional features based on input from creators. Facebook is also examining monetization options, which will be available to participants in the initial pilot program. I think this is perfect.
I agree.
Me personally, I enjoy streaming more on Facebook than I do really anywhere else because it's a lot quicker. It has a lot more people to easily reach and everything. And then you're not having to deal with the weird trolls that are coming out of Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, you can still get trolls.
You still can get trolls, but usually it's linked to their account.
Yeah.
So people, they
can-
don't have that anonymity to it. With Twitch, you do, because last Thursday we had some people trying to troll us over on Twitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we just totally ignored them because we don't talk to the chat during this part of the show and everything.
Well, there you go.
But that's big because they've got Warp Hole, they've got a few other big creators that are a part of this, and they did this whole like presentation thing and everything. I think they're going to start big with PAX South as their opening up. They're going to be going to different conventions, streaming different things. I'm curious if they do E3, if they go down there and like have some kind of team or whatever to cover E3, because
Maybe.
Twitch has such a huge hold on E3 and the Game Awards and all of that. I'm curious to see what happens in the future with Facebook on there, because Facebook has over I think they have like 1 point something billion users.
Wow.
So it's a huge, like, if you're a content creator, you can get in pretty easy on there.
Yeah. No, I saw this thing earlier this morning. I can't remember where it was, but it was like Facebook, the new Twitch or something, and I was like, what?
Yeah, and that's where it's from. And Facebook, I know from our side of it, they're making things easier by, like, when we upload videos and everything, it's getting a little bit more intuitive. It's nowhere near where YouTube is at this point, but they're continually working on it, and the
Sure,
streaming
sure.
service is definitely getting better and better. So
Mhm.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, it's good news. Good stuff.
Spider-Man
Spider-Man. What's Spider-Man?
PS4 release date has been listed,
Huh.
but before we do that, I got to
Mhm.
talk to you about something first.
Oh no.
This is an intervention.
Intervention.
You're over there typing, and
Mhm.
I'm sure there's some grammatical errors.
They honestly, there's a lot of red lines in this Word document right now.
Yeah,
A lot of red lines.
you know what would fix that?
What would fix that?
Grammarly.
Ooh, do tell me about it.
So Grammarly is our sponsor, and Grammarly can fix all of those things. If you suck at writing, I'm
Mhm.
not saying that Allie sucks, but if you suck at writing, it's okay.
I mean, I'm not saying I don't.
Because I used to suck at writing too until I got Grammarly. And I actually use this. Anything we use on the podcast or on the shows, anything we have sponsors, we actually use.
Practice what we preach.
Yes. We're not selling you any bark boxes because we don't buy any bark boxes. Anyway, for you, the listeners of Nerd Cave Plus, Grammarly is offering a free download of the Grammarly software. You want to be like the novelist Stephen King? Well, guess what? I'm sure if Stephen King back in the day sucked at grammar, he would want to have used Grammarly.
Yeah, probably.
Do you want to be like Nobel Prize winner? I don't know a Nobel Prize winner, but
Wow.
insert Nobel Prize
I was
winner.
about to be like, oh, you did some research. And then you
Albert
blanked.
Einstein? Yes, you heard it. Albert Einstein.
He wasn't an author.
I said Nobel Prize winner. I didn't say he was an
Yes,
author.
you did. I'm very tired.
Albert Einstein, then guess what? He would have used it as well because his black hole theory had holes in his theory.
You could say they had black holes.
Yes, it did. So all you got to do is go over to Grammarly today and go getgrammarly.com/nerdcave. Again, that's getgrammarly.com/nerdcave, and it's all free. It'll make you sound better and smarter. They got it on your Android. They got it on your iPhone with the keyboards. You can get it on all your different browsers. You can get it on Safari and Firefox. I don't know who still uses Firefox.
I use Firefox all the time, actually.
I don't know anyone that uses Firefox that respects themselves.
It's fair.
And then Google Chrome, of
Totally
course.
fair. Yeah, I used to use Chrome like all the time, but it kept for some reason it kept making my computer crash. And so I switched over to Firefox, and it's like almost the exact same thing. So I was like, whatever.
You used Firefox back in the day.
Oh
Way
yeah,
back in
no,
the
it
day.
used to be like real bad, but now I like it. It's totally fine. I have no problem with it. So whatever. Anyway,
You know who would use Google Chrome though? Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Yeah, he actually used Google, not Bing. Come on, Andrew Garfield. Come on,
Who?
Andrew Garfield. Spider-Man. He used Bing.
Oh, well, that's why.
That's right. Like I'm not
I
in the
know.
movie. Didn't he use Bing?
I don't remember him touching a computer.
It's like in the very first movie. He's like, "Why is that?" And like the keys are like all stuck to his fingers.
No wonder he's not Spider-Man anymore.
Oh no.
As a listing has appeared on the site of a Swedish online retailer, Cool Shop. They have the Spider-Man PS4 release date down as September 28th, 2018. This, of course, could just be a placeholder, but retailers have been known to leak release dates before. Usually when we have placeholder dates, it's like
It's
December 31st. That's usually the placeholder date that we
Mhm.
get, not an actual date within the year that's normal.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody release something on December 31st.
I would love for someone to actually do that though.
You know, just mess with all the taxes.
Yep.
You know, just do that. Cool, that's fine. I was hoping for more of a June release.
I expected more of a summer release, but whatever.
So we have God of War April 20th now.
Mm-hmm.
And then if this is right, that puts us in September. We need something in the summer then. There
Yeah.
has to be a bigger release in the summer. And Days Gone is supposed to be coming out this year as well.
Mm-hmm.
I figured Days Gone would be a later title. So I'm assuming Detroit Become Human will be coming out during the summer sometime.
Yes.
Unless the allegations that are being leveled at Detroit Become Humans developers. There's a lot of like harassment stuff going on.
Again, like I
right
said,
now.
I've been very out of the loop
Yeah.
recently.
So unless that for some odd reason pushes it back, I could see that being in that summer release window.
Yeah, I think it's possible that that could get pushed back, but at the same time, I think that they would want to release it on time as to not have any further backlash.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, granted,
as
they don't have a time listed,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I think in the summer that way we're not PlayStation isn't cannibalizing its bigger titles because clearly Insomniac this is a second party title, but
Right.
Spider-Man is more it's an exclusive to PlayStation. And sorry again for all the coughing. I'm sure that's just lovely in your car right now. They're like, I'm not even going to listen to this. I'm sorry. Spider-Man's a long ways away though.
It is, yes.
Long ways away. If I wanted to know where I could get this week's upcoming list,
How do I find out where I get this week's upcoming list?
you just sit right there. I'm gonna tell it to you.
What?
Releasing today, January 30th. We got some DLC first. I want to take care of that.
Ooh.
Okay. Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus, Diaries of Agent Silent Death. PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Call of Duty World War II: The Resistance DLC for the PS4 is out today, as well as a semblance from Xbox One. Battlefield 1. Okay, it has C expansion on here. I should have put that with the DLC. My apologies. Battlefield 1, Turning the Tides, North Sea expansion. Why couldn't they just like make that a lot simpler? It's out for the PS4, Xbox One, PC. Bricks 2, PS4. Cold Iron, PS4, Rift, and Vive. I never say this right.
What?
This one.
Dissidia?
Dissidia Final Fantasy NT for the PS4. Dissidia Final Fantasy Omnia Opera, iOS and Android. EA Sports UFC 3 Champions Edition, PS4, Xbox One. Final Fantasy 14 Patch, Rise of a New Sun, PS4 and PC. Feral Fury, PS4. Watch the cats fight. I don't know. I have no idea. Feral Fury.
I got the joke, but I have no idea.
I don't know. Out of ammo and out of time for the PS4.
Oh, I know.
PSVR. I just said out of ammo. That's the real title, not.
I was gonna say I didn't know there was another game called Out of Ammo, but like I knew. I was like, oh, I know Out of Time.
Out of ammo, PSVR. The Pierhead Arcade, PSVR. Railway Empire, PS4, Xbox One. Strike's Edge, PS4, PC. Time Recall for the Vita. Long live the Vita. Viva la resistance. And all that good stuff. Wolverblade. Wolverblade. That's fun to say. My name is Wolverblade.
I could see that being like an NPC name or something.
That's pretty metal.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Wolverblade. For the PS4 and PC. And for tomorrow, January 31st, Fruitaki. Say that. That one.
Frutakia.
Fruit Ikataka. Whatever.
It's probably
PS4.
Frutakia.
Hunt Shadow Closed. Alpha. PC. Hunt Showdown. Sorry, guys. Some of these. Whoever writes these titles, like, if you ever want to sell your game, come up with better names. Pokken Tournament DX Battle Pack Wave 1 DLC for the Switch. That introduces a lot of new Pokemon into the Pokken Battle tournament thing, so that's pretty cool. And Wolverblade for the Xbox One. Very curious to see Wolverblade come out for the PS4 and PC a day early compared to the Xbox One.
Yeah.
Probably has to do with their getting, approved and all of that. They have to go through a whole process of like, okay, does your achievement list make sense? Does are there any bugs? That sort of deal.
Yeah.
But very curious because most things are now just day and day, unless you're dealing with something from like Nintendo. That's the only one. It's like Western and Eastern and all that weird stuff. All right, so there you go, guys. We hope that you enjoyed Nerd Cave Plus for January 30th, 2018. If you want to catch all the awesome stuff that we've been doing with Nerd Cave, you can go over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Check it out. Support us there. Help us make some awesome content. Allie's been working extremely hard on Nerd Caves and Dragons. And we've been working extremely hard on the Nerd Cave podcast. We got a ton of stuff always constantly coming out with that. So check that out. Go support us. And we hope to see you on Thursday on the next episode. And Robbie will be joining me in the ever-rotating second chair. It rotates between two people.
Yep. It's a rotation.
Yep. Until that one fateful day I'm not here, and then y'all have to take up the mantle.
It's true.
Yep.
It's true.
So
Well, I mean, still only one person will be rotating out because, you know, you think about it, one of us will be the same from the last show. So only one person still changing.
yeah, the ever-rotating second chair.
The ever rotating second chair.
Let's have the chairs. Our chairs don't rotate, though. All right,
No, I wish they
everybody,
did.
thank you for all that you do. This has been Zach.
And Allie.
Have a week.